Padalka to Dr. Sangram Patra sir. Lopamudra to Dr. Monavati ma'am. Sushri to Dr. Harsh sir. Dr. Espilinka sir.
Thank you sir.
Shweta to Dr. Soban sir. Lopa to Dr. Sandeep sir. Off the dais please. Sushri to Dr. Abhijit Devita sir. And Shweta to Dr. Pradeep Tripathi sir. Dr. Arpita to Dr. Subrat Vadiyari sir. Thank you so much. Starting with the formal inauguration, I would request our dignitaries to kindly rise for the national anthem.
नायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाए तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Thank you everyone.
भारत माता की
जय।
As we all know, light keeps away the darkness and light always shows us the right path. So I
एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि।
thank you.
सर वीडियो पे प्ले प्रोजेक्टर वीडियो पे प्ले है ये पर मर्यादा समस्त मोबाइल वेलकम एंड डिस्कस
and our favorite Honorable Treasurer, HMTV Odia, Dr. Pradeep Tripathi sir, who has constantly put forward efforts in guiding the young minds in the right direction. We request you, sir, to kindly deliver the welcome address. So please.
A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, honorable dignitaries on and off the dais, my senior colleagues, my friends, members, honorable members of Association of Maxillofacial Surgeons of India, Odisha State Chapter, and of course, my dear lovable students. I, Dr. Pradeep Tripathi, serving as Treasurer, HMTV Odia, and Assistant Professor, Department of Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery, Hi-Tech Dental College and Hospital, Bhubaneswar, welcome you all with an open heart to this grand celebration of International Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons Day on behalf of the entire organizing team of Hi-Tech Dental College and Hospital. Please give a big round of applause for Hi-Tech Dental College and Hospital. First of all, I would like to thank the Almighty God for blessing us with health and positivity in organizing this event. I welcome our Honorable Chief Guest for the day, Professor Dr. Kamalkant Mishra Sir, former Vice Chancellor, Utkal University of Culture, to our institution, which also happens to be the state head office of AMSI Odisha. So let me repeat, High Tech Dental College is the state head office of AMSI Odisha. I would also take this opportunity to welcome our immediate past president and a pillar of AMSI Odisha, to be precise, our very own Professor Dr. Sangram Patra Sir, to this grand celebration. With my sincerest regard, I welcome Professor Dr. Monabati Mahapatra ma'am for gracing this occasion, and I welcome ma'am with an open heart. Next, I extend my welcome note to Professor Dr. Shobhan Mishra Sir. Sir is an ever dynamic senior oral and maxillofacial surgeon, and I don't think I need to welcome Shobhan Mishra Sir. He is the core of AMSI Odisha, isn't it? Well, I can see many senior faculties, people who have contributed a lot to AMSI Odisha, Dr. Sandeep Samal Sir, Dr. Subrat Padihari Sir, Dr. Harsh Pathak Sir, Dr. Satya Patnaik Sir, Dr. Ahutosh Dutta Sir. I really, with an open heart, I welcome you all. Well, if I do not welcome someone, I don't think this event would have been possible. Someone who has been calling me for at least 15 to 20 times a day since the last 5 days, and someone who's been saying, Pratik, eta change up, eta call lu, yanku phone call lu, seta call lu. A grand welcome to our dynamic secretary, Professor Dr. Maxillofacial. So without your blessings and support, this program would not have been possible. It might not have been possible to name each and everyone individually, but many people have contributed to AMSI Odisha. Unfortunately today many senior stalwarts could not come because of their prior engagements. I also thank Professor Dr. Indu Bhushan Kaur Sir, Dr. Niranjan Mishra Sir, who are stalwarts in our field. So I also would welcome them if they could have come, but this was not possible today, so it is unfortunate for us. But we still pay our deepest gratitude and regards to Indu Bhushan Sir and Niranjan Mishra Sir. And I personally welcome all postgraduate trainees, interns and students to this grand event. Without you all, planning this event would not have been possible. I humbly welcome everyone who has found out time out of their busy schedules to visit to our college and help us in making this program a grand success. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Jagannath.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would request a very senior oral surgeon, an administrative par excellence, and one of the friendliest person ever to meet, our very own principal sir, Professor Dr. Sangram Patra Sir, immediate past president, AOMSI Odisha, to kindly address this august gathering. Sir, please.
Good morning. Some say you tali kam some वाले कम ताली मारते हैं मेरे को देख के. So वो सब है तो ज़्यादा ताली पड़ता है, length है तो ज़्यादा ताली पड़ता है. Next time height का क्राउड ज़्यादा कर देंगे हम लोग. Today, first of all, I want to welcome our chief guest, Dr. Kamalkant sir. Thank you very much. And a second thank you to sir. मालूम है क्यों? His son is also oral maxillary surgeon. Somebody has at least recognized oral maxillary surgery. So a very big thank you to sir. I know his speech will be wonderful and his experience will motivate us and motivate this young generation to join this department of maxillofacial surgery. Thank you, Monati Madam. She is the first maxillofacial surgeon of Odisha. And of course, when I joined PG, we thought that maxillofacial surgery department belongs to male gender, but she proved us all wrong. Thank you, madam. Doctor, Professor Shobhan Mishra sir, Odia bhai, because he has always been my elder brother. When I came to Odisha, I was the 4th or 5th maxillofacial surgeon in Odisha, right? तो मेरे को गाइड करने के लिए कोई नहीं था, तो एक ही चेहरा दिखता था, शोभन भाई, शोभन भाई, शोभन भाई, because we were not trained to do surgeries alone. तो any time when we study, शोभन भाई थोड़ा आ जाइए. So thank you for making us proud and keeping this association alive. Last not least, Lenka. बचपन से देखते आ रहा हूँ, मेरी बहन का क्लासमेट था, मेरा एज क्या है? हाँ, बाल से तो लग रहा है मेरी एज का ही है. But he has been a very good friend of mine, and when he passed his MDS, he came to me, अरे सर्जन एसोसिएशन को ऐसा करेंगे, वैसा करेंगे, वो करेंगे, ये करेंगे. मैं सोचा चला अभी आया है, थोड़ा उछल रहा है, बट अभी तक उछल रहा है. Keeping the sportsman spirit of maxillofacial surgeon still alive at this age of professor, being a professor, so that gives us the boost that कि अभी तक हमारा जीव खत्म नहीं हुआ है. Thank you for coming here and making this event in High-Tech Dental College with your prior permission. Now, this day is been celebrated on the birth anniversary of our first maxillofacial surgeon in India, Professor Jinwala. I'm really sorry that I should have kept a picture of this. I'm really sorry for that. And you please regret, this is my regret, heart regret from my side. Anyways, these days are made to spread the awareness of this subject of maxillofacial surgery. बचपन में मेरे डैडी मुझे एक चीज बोलते थे, अभी तक है, सहन में है. एक बंदा गिरता है बिल्डिंग के ऊपर से, बिल्डिंग से गिरता है तो पहले एक ही आदमी जाता था बचाने के लिए, उसका नाम था डॉक्टर. बचाने के लिए नाम एक ही था, डॉक्टर. अब बिल्डिंग से गिरता है तो बोलता है कि कौन सा डॉक्टर है तो पहले बोलता, इज इट माई डिपार्टमेंट और योर डिपार्टमेंट. फिर बोलता नहीं नहीं नहीं, ये डेंटल है, ये गायनिक है, ये ऑर्थोपेडिक है, ये व्हाट. अब वो बिल्डिंग से गिरा तो पूछते हैं कि कौन सा रूम से गिरा है, मैक्सिलोफेशियल या कंजर्वेटिव या प्रोस्थो, उसमें वैरायटी आ गया है. अब नेक्स्ट लेवल ऑफ थिंकिंग इज in maxillofacial surgery itself is such a vast. I cannot believe that if a maxillofacial surgeon can be able to operate all the fields. So I think there should be a super specialization course in maxillofacial surgery. Because trauma itself is vast, orthodontic is vast, cancer is vast, cleft is vast. There is so many things in maxillofacial surgery. हमको लगता था कि यार 32 दांत में क्या है पढ़ने के लिए. That's how I joined BBDS. मेरे को पिताजी बोले अरे डेंटिस्ट्री में कुछ नहीं है, 32 दांत है, 8 दांत एक साल में पढ़ना पड़ता है. उसके हिसाब से मैं ज्वाइन कर गया. अब मालूम पड़ रहा है कि भैया मेरे को तो टोपी पहनाया गया था. And when I started getting into this, really entered, अरे ये कहाँ पहुँच गया. There was a professor, Dr. Srinivas, is professor, still there, sorry. Dr. Srinivas Reddy Ghosla. He was a visiting professor in my college when I was studying my BDS. That actually inspired me to become a maxillofacial surgeon. He started to show the pictures of those cases which he used to do. A cancer case, क्या reconstruction कर रहे हैं, पर कुछ भी समझ नहीं आ रहा third year में, of course. But it inspired me. जब मैं BDS फाइनल में पास किया, तो किस पे पीजी करूँ? बड़ा confusion था. Most of the people want to become rich, तो immediately conservative में jump करो या prosper में jump करो. तो मेरे को दो डिपार्टमेंट वहाँ पे समझ में नहीं आया, जिसमें हम as a BDS we don't learn much. Though we do a lot of things, but still I think there was a lot to explore in this particular department. I'm not degrading other departments because in maxillofacial forum थोड़ा ज़्यादा बढ़ा रहा हूँ maxillofacial का. So there are two departments which needed to be learned. I felt so. One was maxillofacial, the second was orthodontics. So most of us joined BDS not by choice, because we didn't get any ways we joined BDS. But most of us joined maxillofacial by choice. There's a difference. People want to become maxillofacial surgeons, they join maxillofacial surgeons. And that's the crowd sitting in front of me. Thank you all for making this department proud. By God's blessing, कल ही रात को एक खबर मिला मुझे. High-Tech College is the first dental college in Odisha. आप लोगों को मालूम नहीं होगा, but बता दे रहा हूँ for your knowledge. But we were lacking back in compared to other institutes like SUM and KT. So when I became principal of High-Tech Dental College 5 years back, तो मेरा एक ड्रीम था क्या करूं जिससे मुझे मालूम पड़ेगा कि मैं अपने इंस्टीट्यूशन को एक नेक्स्ट लेवल में ले गया हूं. By God's grace, yesterday night I got the news we have cracked the PG and we are getting PG in oral surgery in High-Tech Dental College. DCI is approved 3 seats. तो मैं बड़ा शान से आज सोहन भाई को बोला, भैया हम भी PG इंस्टीट्यूट बन गए हैं. तो वहां पे मुझे सोहन भाई बोले तुम 3 का बोल रहे हो, मेरा 5 हो गया है. They have taken 5 seats now. In next years onwards, we will see so many maxillofacials coming, so many young surgeons coming and spreading this awareness of maxillofacial surgery. Thank you all joining for maxillofacial.
Like always, it was quite entertaining as well as enlightening at the same time. Thank you so much, sir. Now, before inviting our chief guest for the day, I would take this pristine privilege in introducing our chief guest to the audience. Our chief guest for the day is Professor Dr. Kamalkant Mishra, sir, former Vice Chancellor, Utkal University of Culture, Odisha. Sir is an eminent figure in the field of anthropology in India. He has various national and international publications to his name. He has also served the country in various administrative capacities. Sir was a former director at Indira Gandhi Rashtriya Manav Sangrahalaya, Bhopal. He was also the Dean of School of Social Sciences, Central University, Hyderabad. With more than 25 books to his name, Dr. K.K. Mishra, sir, makes a legacy of his own. We are extremely delighted to have you, sir, as our chief guest today. May I please request Professor Dr. Kamalkant Mishra, sir, to address the gathering. Please, sir.
Thank you so much. Om Nilachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadrabhyam Jagannathaya Te Namah. Let us begin the day by taking the blessing of the Almighty. Very good morning to all of you. Suprabhat. Honorable Dr. Sangram Patra, the past president of Association of Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons of India, Odisha State Chapter, and the principal of High-Tech Dental College. Madam Dr. Bhubaneswar Mahapatram, the first maxillofacial surgeon of Odisha. Ma'am, I am really proud that I am sharing the dais with you, with a legend, I would say, with a legend. Dr. Shobhan Misra sir, Dr. Lenka, all my dear colleagues from the Department of Maxillofacial Surgery and other departments of High-Tech Dental College, interns, PG students, undergraduates, ladies and gentlemen. Let me begin with a personal anecdote. In the morning I was telling Dr. Patra that I feel proud that I am sharing this dais today with Dr. Patra, and of course I have shared the dais several times with his father. God willing, I will also share the dais with his son, because Veda says, or with his successors, because the Veda says, Satayuh Purushah Shatendriyah. The human longevity is 100 years according to Vedas. God willing, if I live longer, I desire to share the dais with the next generation, so that I would complete 3 generations of Patras. Why I am here? You must be wondering. In the fort of the doctors, in the fort of the medicos, what a social scientist has to do? Friends, it is only because of a social obligation and nothing else. Let me be very candid, let me be very honest to you. In a patriarchal society like ours, when a son requests the father for something, the father may say no. But when a son-in-law requests, it is very difficult for a father-in-law to say no. I know that none of you probably belong to my age, probably except Bhubaneswar madam. I don't know what is her reaction to this. But then you ask the people of my generation and they will endorse what I say. When I got a call from Dr. Lenka that I have to come, just a couple of days back, I said, yes, I must. And that is how I am here. And therefore, please don't feel embarrassed if I say something which is out of context. You are all medicos, and I have very least knowledge of medical science as such. And whatever I would be saying probably would be something much less than what you know even as a student of dental sciences. Friends, first of all, I would like to congratulate the High-Tech Dental College and also the Department of Maxillofacial Surgery of this college for braving the COVID and then arranging this in-person meeting. Otherwise, from March 2020, I have never attended any one meeting except webinars, and that is the order of the day. So you are all brave enough. May God be with you, because you have arranged this get-together, in-person get-together, and that is how we are here. But my sincere prayer to God is that let everybody be safe. Of course, there is a lot of running around, there is a lot of work involved, but even then, you have come across all this, or you have encountered all these problems, and you have arranged this wonderful get-together, and that is to celebrate the International Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery Day on the 13th of February every year. Friends, just a piece of request. I would request the Honorable Principal of the college to immediately upload this news in the college website so that people know about it. And when I was browsing the websites of other departments of maxillofacial surgery all over the world, I found that immediately after this celebration, they have uploaded in their website. Let people know that we have celebrated it. And it's not a mean celebration. It is a celebration with pomp, and therefore it deserves to be, publicized. And therefore, I hope that should be the first priority of the young students of this department or the young faculty of this department. Friends, I will say a little bit, bookish things about this association. I have gone through the website of the Association of International Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons. The mission, I was very impressed by the mission of the association. It says to celebrate the contributions of oral and maxillofacial surgeons made to society around the world. It is still not understood by the lay persons or the common persons that what is maxillofacial surgery and how it is different from the general dentistry. We were talking about this thing in the morning. I was talking to Monabati madam that in general perception there is only one kind of doctor, and they are the dentists. These specializations, and as Dr. Patra said, it needs super specialization, is never perceived, so far, never perceived by the general population of this country. I am a lay person. If you ask me, I only can say dentist, but what are the other dentists? I don't know. What are the specializations? I am really not aware of. And even if I have heard something, because two of my immediate family members are dentists, so sometimes things bombard in my ears. I have heard certain terms, but I can't really define what do they mean. So therefore, the mission of this association is very noble, to recognize the contribution of the surgeons, maxillofacial surgeons, to the society and to the world at large, and then to raise the profile of the specialty. And here I would like to congratulate Dr. Patro, also the High-Tech Dental College, for having secured the permission of the Dental Council of India to have the postgraduate teaching probably from 2021 academic year. Congratulations, sir, and congratulations to all the faculty members of the department, all the students of the department, because I know this is not because of the effort of a single person or the administrator. It is because of the individual as well as collective effort of all of you, and that is how this has become a PG center in maxillofacial surgery and oral and maxillofacial surgery. Friends, the core values of maxillofacial surgeons is to promote an inclusive and welcoming global community. This is very important. Here comes the role of the social scientist. Can we really welcome an inclusive community? The society is divided so much. There is so much of division on the basis of caste, on the basis of religion, on the basis of gender. But then look at the noble thought behind this association. It says our value is to integrate people, to promote an inclusive and welcoming global community, to advocate for highest standards of patient care and professionalism. I know that you maintain the highest standard and you will continue to maintain the highest standard, and that is how you survive. To support continuous learning and rigorous research. This is probably, we are a little backward in this respect. I don't have any first-hand knowledge about what kind of research is going on, but I wish that there is more and more research, more and more resources, pumped into research and continuous learning process, to foster honest, respectful collaboration and also teamwork. I know medical profession is such a profession where teamwork is a must, otherwise you cannot move a step forward. So therefore, I am sure that the core values of this association is, it is a very well-meaning core values. When I look at the people talk about oral and maxillofacial surgeon, but then I was really, wondering, or I was amazed by looking at the different kinds of works that they do. Dr. Patro has already hinted a little bit as a student of oral and maxillofacial surgeon. But then I shall speak from the point of view of a lay person. And when I looked at what kind of things that they do, I was really amazed. It was a really kind of, I say kudos to the oral and maxillofacial surgeons, because the variety of work that they do. Earlier, I was told, the history says that they were handling only the dental cases, but now it has spread from the head to the throat, all kinds of things. They do the routine surgical tooth extractions, also dental abnormalities, cysts, jaw tumors and cancers, bone grafting and tooth implants, acquired and congenital facial deformities, malformations like cleft lips, cleft palate and other asymmetries, then temporomandibular joint problems, cancer and pre-cancer treatment of mouth, sinus, throat infection, so on and so forth. There is a long list I can't read out, and all of you know this. Probably you must be thinking, what a trivial thing the guest is saying. But yes, I was really amazed. I was really impressed by the kind of work that you do, the kind of exercise that you specialize in. Friends, of particular interest is cancer. I know that Odisha tops the list of oral cancer. And this is the reason, of the basic reason is because of our habit. Many people either chew pan or the betel leaf and betel nut is a part of our culture, Odia culture. I remember when I was a school student, I was reading a short story called Botua. I'm sure that's, I don't know, there is nobody of my generation. It was a beautiful short story about Botua. Botua is a kind of small bag in which you put, or the people put, betel leaves, betel nut and other accessories, so that anytime they can have a pan to chew. This has become a part of Odia culture. And at the same time, it has become also an evil sort of habit with the Odia people, and that is the reason why the cases of oral cancer is very high in Odisha. Now, 90%, one of the statistics says, I may be wrong, but then one of the statistics says 95% of the patients with oral squamous cell carcinoma smoke tobacco, drink alcohol or both. And 14 to 16% of male cancer patients in Odisha suffer from oral cancer. I think the oral and maxillofacial surgeons have a very responsible role to play in curtailing or in controlling the kind of oral cancer for which Odisha tops the list of other states. The other problem what I find is that trauma. I am sure that you will agree with me that handling the trauma patients is one of the duties or one of the works that the oral and maxillofacial surgeons do. I find from some of the statistics that in the United States, when the total road accidents is more than 22 lakhs per annum, the deaths are only 37,000. In case of India, it is just the reverse. The total number of road accident cases is only 4 lakhs or 4.5 lakhs. But then out of these 4.5 lakhs road accident cases, deaths are 1.5 lakhs. That means majority of the road accidents are fatal accidents. But then those who survive, they need all kinds of care. And here comes the role of the oral and maxillofacial surgeons. Most of the times there is facial deformity, and therefore they have to do it with all honesty and all sincerity. Since 2009, India tops the number of road accidents all over the world. India has 1% of total vehicles of the world, but then 6% of the total road accident cases. See the gravity of the situation. We have only very few vehicles, but then the cases of road accident is much more. And who are the victims? The victims are normally between the age of 18 to 45. Very young people in the productive years of their life. And friends, if you are driving your scooty, particularly girls, if you are driving your scooty without a helmet, please don't do that. Because anytime you may face accident, and particularly two-wheelers, those who drive two-wheelers, those who ride two-wheelers, they know that the balance in two-wheelers is much less. All of us experience this. So therefore, one has to be extra careful while driving the two-wheelers or while riding the two-wheelers. Now, the government statistics says, or government says that what are the reasons for road accidents? The major road accidents are because of the speeding of the vehicles. Speed thrills but kills. You will find on the roads, you will find this is the kind of signboards that it thrills, but at the same time it kills. So therefore, speeding is the major factor of the road accidents, and people come to the oral surgeons because of the facial deformities, because of the accidents. Then people don't wear helmets, and because of not wearing helmets, there are accidents. Please realize that about 30% of the fatalities are because of non-wearing of the helmets and riding a bike. Not wearing seat belt, 15% of the deaths. Mobile phone is a real problem. Now I find with the people of this generation, at least you may be having 2 mobile phones instead of 1. Older people may be having 1, but the younger people want to have more. One for their WhatsApp, for their social networking, and the other for the general communication. And this is one of the reasons for fatalities because of the road accident. Then potholes on the road because of faulty constructions, particularly in the developing country like ours. Drink driving is very common, and in India the case is going up every year, and this is the reason for accidents. Hit and run cases, lane discipline, breaking of the lane discipline is one of the reasons for the road accidents. See, in the West, I have spent some time in the Western country, in the United States, in the Europe also. It so happens that if there is a 4-lane road, and then in your particular lane, the movement is very slow. I used to ask my driver or my colleague that can't we go to the other lane, and they never listen to that. They say that here we may go, but if you go a little more, then probably you will find the same kind of traffic problem in the other lane. So therefore, let us not become impatient. Let us follow the strict rule discipline. But what happens in our country? We always want to, go faster compared to others. Others, we should, overtake others and move faster. This is the reason for most of the road accidents. Jumping traffic lights by the younger people, mostly by the younger people, is really a problem. Driving without a license means training, and I know how many of you know, at least I know, that you don't need any kind of training or any kind of test for getting a driving license. These days these are available, there are agents, and I think government is now controlling these things. Poor enforcement of the traffic rules, because we don't have enough traffic personnel, and therefore this is the reason for accidents. Then city planning, there is a problem with our city planning, and casual driver training licenses are easy to get. In the Western countries, it is very difficult to get a driving license. So because of all these are the cumulatively, when we say, these result in road accidents, and road accidents, after the road accidents, those who die, they die out. Those who survive, they first come to, they get hospitalized, and here the role of an oral and maxillofacial surgeon begins with all responsibility, how the patient will survive, and at the same time how to correct the deformities, because that has become a real problem. There have been some studies about the social problems or the psychological problems with the trauma patients. As a social scientist, I have taken some interest in this area of research, and I found that the trauma not only affects the patients, but their social circles also. And as surgeons, you must be facing this, or you would be facing when you move a little ahead in your hierarchy. In a state of psychological morbidity due to depression and anxiety, the patient always feels depressed because of the deformity. There is an emotional trauma. Once the face is deformed, it is like an acid patient, there is a deformity. And this deformity, because of the deformity, there is always a kind of, emotional trauma, because they fear ridicule from the peers and from the friends. There is emotional abuse that influences their attitudes and expectations regarding corrective treatment and restoration. Here comes the role of a surgeon, an oral maxillofacial surgeon, how best he or she can convince the patient or can assure the patient that you should not be psychologically weak, or you should not really think about these deformities, we will take care of this. This leads to dissatisfaction in spite of technical success. For a surgeon, there may be technical success. The surgery was successful, but then it doesn't always convince the patient. And therefore, the role of an oral or maxillofacial surgeon here is very important, very responsible, and I think you are really doing a great job. Whenever there is dissatisfaction, it always leads to self-esteem. And this self-esteem, decrease in self-esteem, leads to all kinds of social evils. People become alcoholics, there is a loss of job and employment because of this, and this leads to conflict in home, between spouses, between other members of the family. So these are the problems. And this takes time to thoroughly listen to the victims and the relatives' worries. This is a kind of piece of advice to the young surgeons, that please be patient with the patients, those who talk about their trauma. Please listen to them and please console them that you are doing your best. Or if necessary, please refer the patient to a psychiatrist or a psychologist consultant, and therefore the patient should be counseled properly in order to get rid of this kind of trauma. Now, the quality of life in the post-surgery stage is very important. It affects the physical health, the psychological health, the social relationship, and the social environment of a patient. Friends, I am really proud that you are doing such a marvelous job, and I am sure that in the coming days you will rise to the expectations of the patients, of the public, and then you will serve the humanity as envisioned by the International Association of Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons. Friends, if we come to India, the situation is not very good. We were talking in the morning about this, that dentists are not really, given the kind of honor that they deserve, the place that they deserve, because of our ignorance, nothing else. As I said, as a layperson, I know only a dentist. I don't know the specializations. I don't know the super specializations. And if anything happens, I look for a dentist, quote unquote. So therefore, there is a need for sensitization of the population about the dental sciences, and a lot rests on the young people like you, who can really take it forward, go to the community by your outreach program, and then can educate the people, those who would be able to know what are the different kinds of specializations that exist in the within the dentistry. I was looking at some of the statistics. I found that more than 300 dental colleges exist in India, and every year 25,000 graduates pass out. That means it is not a small number, of course, compared to the country and its size. It is certainly very small, but then otherwise in real terms it is not really a small number. And then it also says that in urban areas, despite all these graduates, 25,000 graduates coming out every year, in the urban areas there is only one dentist for every 10,000 population. Is it not ridiculous? In the rural areas, for every dentist, there are 150,000 population. And then people hardly move to the rural areas, but rural people also need your help. Rural people also need your expertise. So please make your mind open to also serve in the rural areas for some part of your life. Friends, compared to other doctors, dentists always have got or given less priority. It is only because of the ignorance of the people. But then I am sure the situation is going to improve. More and more colleges are coming up, more and more graduates are passing out, more and more specializations are opening in different dental colleges in India. As far as oral and maxillofacial surgery is concerned, I am sure that all of you have a bright future given the responsibility that is given to you. that is the responsibility ordained in your ethical values, so that you will rise up to the expectation of the guidelines which are prepared by the Association of the Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons internationally, and probably you will serve the society to the best of your ability, and that is what the association expects from you. I am really grateful that you have invited a social scientist to the fort of the doctors. I am the only lone soldier, non-medical soldier in the entire fort of doctors. So kindly excuse me if I have said something irrelevant, trivial, or of no interest to you. Thank you again for the organizers, Dr. Patra, Dr. Misra, Dr. Lenka, Dr. Tripathi, and the entire team of oral and maxillofacial surgeons of the High-Tech Dental College. I am really grateful to all of you, and I look for an opportunity to have a one-to-one meeting sometimes later. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for giving us a new insight. We are extremely delighted to have you here, sir. On the occasion of International Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons Day, AOMSI decides to pay humble tribute to our most beloved late Professor Dr. Ram Anupam Tripathi, sir. May I please request Dr. Sobhan Mishra, sir, Professor and Head, Department of Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery, Institute of Dental Sciences, Bhubaneswar, to kindly pay a tribute in the memory of Professor Dr. Ram Anupam Tripathi, sir. So please.
A very good afternoon to all of you, respected dignitaries on the dais, my colleagues, students. I've been given the most daunting and most difficult task. The task is to pay tribute to my dearest friend Anupam. For those of you who do not know who Anupam is, Dr. Ram Anupam Tripathi, born in 1974 in Dhenkanal and brought up in different parts of India, and finally an alumnus of Ragas Dental College, Chennai. He was then in 2001 he came down to Bhubaneswar as a maxillofacial surgeon, and like Pratik said, the core of the maxillofacial work which happened in Bhubaneswar at least was between me, Anupam, and then Sangram here itself. The initial part of maxillofacial surgery was a little difficult because Madam was in Barampur, Katak was also in Indusar, and Niranjan. In fact, Niranjan wasn't there those days. So it was just hardly few numbers, out of which we have lost one number, which is Anupam. So his contributions to maxillofacial is insurmountable. It's impossible to actually say. We started practicing together. He was a good friend, an excellent surgeon. Between both of us, we used to cover a lot of hospitals. We started the cleft center. We did about almost a tune of 5,000 cleft surgeries between both of us. And I mean, there aren't enough words to actually describe the kind of work which we have shared and done, and the kind of the feelings that we have had for each other, and the contributions that he has had, and the kind of impact that he has made. In fact, some hospital, the maxillofacial surgeon department was actually headed by Anupam. I came in later. We lost him in last year, December 21st. He was fighting with pancreatitis, and I still hope that he is doing well somewhere wherever he is. And I really feel it's some short of words to describe a lost friend. So it's a sad occasion for me. But what we would like to remember, this is a day of remembrance. So let's try to remember at least by paying a homage to him, by giving a 1 minute silence to him. Please, I request you to stand up. Thank you very much. Only one announcement which the association has made. To remember Anupam, like we have the Jinwala oration, we are hoping to start something called as the Anupam Tripathi oration, which will be a part of the AOMSI Odisha state conferences, which will be shortly introduced next year onwards or this year itself. So I request all my dear students and my professional colleagues across to keep his torch alive. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Moving further, I take extreme pride in inviting the First Lady Oral Surgeon of Odisha. Ma'am is one of the oldest oral surgeons in the state. She was also the head of the department in All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Bhubaneswar. May I please request Professor Dr. Monavati Mahapatra ma'am to kindly address this gathering, ma'am. Please, ma'am.
A very good afternoon to everybody on the dais and off the dais. Actually, we have started with Ganapati Vandana, and Dr. Mishra has completed that Jagannath prayer. So I wish you all the best and all the success of this program and many more such programs in our future. And for the association, I wish all the best, and Dr. Linka to arrange many more such programs, not once in a year, but at least twice or thrice in a year, with all the scientific and academic programs, so that all our younger maxillofacial surgeons, they will have the privilege to participate and to present their academic achievement. So that is my request to Dr. Linka and Dr. Sangram Patra also. Thank you very much for inviting me to this program. And regarding the oral and maxillofacial surgeon, Dr. Sangram Patra has covered many things, what has happened all these years. With all my respect and regards to Professor Dr. Kamal Kanta Mishra, being a non-doctor and non-maxillofacial surgeon, he has covered everything, and all the documents, data and records. So really I thank him a lot. Then our past president Dr. Sangram Patra, then Dr. Linka, and those who are not present, our seniors like Dr. Indubhushan Kara and Dr. Niranjan and Dr. Shobhan Mishra. Now I come to, actually initially it was that if we come to the history of oral and maxillofacial surgeon, initially it was the degree of MDS in oral surgery. That is, the first is from Odisha was Professor Sikranta Pustri, who got his degree from Bombay with oral surgery, MDS in oral surgery. So he used to do only the close reduction of the mandible when I joined in SCB. So he used to do the close reduction and few other things, not much of the maxillofacial surgery. Next actually comes the MDS in oral and maxillofacial surgery. It was only oral surgery. That means we are doing only the inside the oral cavity, not touching outside or the face. Now we are touching the face. Why face? We are touching the neck. Okay, so that is what actually is the history. Now we have come down to the neck. From the face up, even cranial also we are doing with craniofacial deformities. So we have now touched the brain, we have touched the face, we have touched the neck. So this is actually is our evolution. So I think we'll go far off. We are touching cleft and all those things. So then actually Dr. Indubhushan Kaur, he did MDS from Lucknow. So he started the open reduction of the trauma cases, mandible and all. At that time there was no plating system and implants and all those things. So maximum with transosseous varied. Then next started the plating system. So then next I came as a maxillofacial surgeon. For that time towards 1991-92 the plating system started. So we and the temporomandibular joint surgeries. Then Dr. Shovan Mishra actually he has left for some work. Cleft actually he brought the cleft surgery to Odisha. Sangram might be knowing. He has arranged a workshop in Kodinga Hospital and Professor Ghoshla Reddy I think has come and he actually initiated the cleft surgery in Odisha. Like that we are going up and touching many sites. So as they said, I am the first lady maxillofacial surgeon of Odisha. Why as maxillofacial surgeon? If you think about the dental surgery, I was the second dental surgeon of Odisha. First was Professor Dr. Sandhya Mohanty. Because at that time people have got scared to become the dentist. Now I see the lady faces only. Dr. Sangram Batra was telling 70 to 80% are joining for dentistry. When I went to Calcutta, in my batch, there were only 3 girls. Then in my senior, there were only 2 girls. So they all say, can you study and all, you need lots of force to remove the tooth and prosthodontics and all those things. Then we all 3, because one was Gujarati and was Bihari and myself. I went as a state government nominee. So it was because in Odisha there was no college. I said, okay, we'll see it, why can't we do? Actually, pressure is not required, force is not required, it is the principle. All of you might be knowing, the girls and ladies. So it is not the key, that means Dara Singh will come to remove the tooth. So it is not that, it is the principle. Similarly, when I did the fracture and all at that time, they were saying, can you do the maxillofacial surgery, lots of force is required for the reduction of fracture. Is it that as if I will pull the jaw, both the jaws and to bring that out from the skull bone? So it is not that. Always you have to follow the principles of surgery. If you follow the principle, nothing is difficult in this world. Then how people are going to space? They are following the principles. So we have to follow the laws and principles. Thank you very much actually. I will not take much time. We are running beyond the time and lack of time. So thank you very much for inviting me and to this occasion. And I thank the organizing committee and the organizers taking lots of pain of organizing this function. This is a grand function as Sir told. We have come out of the open airs and to the real. From the virtual world we have come to the real world. So that's a great thing you have done. And again I thanks to Dr. Sangram and Dr. Linka and all these young generations. They are really taken lots of pain of doing this. Okay. So thank you very much to everyone. I will not take much time because other functions are there, some skit is there and some awareness, so people will like to know that. So I will not take much time. Thank you very much and wish you all the best and best for your future. One thing I would like to say that we are having postgraduate, I will tell Sangram especially, that we are having PG and all those things, but we must create some job avenues for them. So how we can create? That job avenues we can create because Government of India, even Dental Council Sangram must be knowing that the Dental Council of India has moved to put or keep maxillofacial surgeons in the trauma center. Actually, in the AIMS also, I started that in the trauma and emergency department. I requested and I have run many a times that to keep one maxillofacial surgeon in the trauma and emergency center. So why the dental department will always attend the calls? We are there to help, no problem. Because I was the only one maxillofacial surgeon, other one was the orthodontist. So we can now move the same thing to the government of Odisha, that to keep maxillofacial surgeons in the trauma and emergency department. Not only that, in the district headquarter hospitals, because most of the trauma cases, why they will run from Barampur to Cuttack or to Bhubaneswar for their treatment following a trauma. So they can go to the district headquarter hospital. From Koraput, why they will run? And even in all the 7 medical colleges, still some more medical colleges are coming, we must push and convince the government that to give preference to the maxillofacial surgeons in the medical colleges so that they can attain many cases like oral cancer, like cancer, trauma, orthognathic, so many things they can be addressed by the maxillofacial surgeon. So this is my request to the association to move to the government and sensitize and convince them to create more number of posts even the district headquarter hospital, because Government of India has created, I was there as a member of prepare the guidelines for the oral health care in the primary health care centers or health and wellness centers. You might be knowing that the Government of India has come up with health and wellness centers on the urban health development program. In that, oral health is added. So when we prepare the guidelines, so I have given the suggestions in that in the district headquarter hospital, in the CSC and PSC level, they should keep MDS, not simple BDS. BDS may be there in the CSC level, but in the PSC and subdivisional, at least in the subdivisional and in the district headquarter hospital, they must keep MDS people with preference to the maxillofacial surgeon. So that is my request to Dr. Sangram and Dr. Lenka and all the office bearers of the Association of Odisha State Chapter to move this to the government. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a pleasure to have you here. Now, may I please invite on stage a very young and energetic lady oral surgeon, Dr. Shivani Das, Honorable Editor, AOMSI, Odisha. Ma'am, please.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here. Respected dignitaries on and off the dais. I'm Dr. Shivani Das, Consultant, Department of Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery, Ashwini Hospital, Cuttack. And I wish everyone over here a very happy International Women's Day. It gives me profound pleasure to inform that we have been successfully celebrating this event since the last year. And today I take this opportunity to congratulate Dr. Sangram Patra sir and the entire organizing team of High-Tech Dental College to be organizing this event on behalf of AOMSI Odisha. Some of our activities were stalled due to the COVID pandemic. However, we intend to restart all the association activities, and walking in those lines, we have decided to launch the AOMSI Odisha State Chapter Journal in the next few weeks, which will be a testimony to all our association activities. So I won't take much of your time. but all the young members present here, I request all of you on behalf of AOMSI Odisha State Chapter for your complete support and participation to the AOMSI Odisha State Chapter Journal. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Moving further, now may I please call upon stage one of the finest gentlemen around, our very own Professor and Head Department of Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery, Dr. Sandeep Kumar Samal sir, to kindly felicitate Professor Dr. Monavati Mahapatra ma'am. Sir, please.
A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Distinguished dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, my senior colleagues, friends, students, and esteemed member of AOMSI Odisha chapter. It is indeed a privilege for me to honor someone like Professor Dr. Monavati Mahapatra Madam. Apart from being a distinct maxillofacial surgeon, Madam has inspired all of us with her academic excellence and charismatic personality. Whenever there is a situation of identity crisis for us, we follow the footprints of legendary stalwarts like Madam Mahapatra and Professor Dr. Indubhushan Kaur sir. Before announcing the Lifetime Achievement Award, I would like to enlighten the audience about Madam's highly successful journey so far. Madam is the worthy daughter of proud parents late Mr. Brajabandhu and late Mrs. Lavanyavati Devi. She was born in the year of 1954 at the Millennium City of Cuttack. She graduated from the prestigious R. Ahmed Dental College, Calcutta in the year of 1980. She was awarded the Best Outgoing Graduate from Calcutta University. Madam went to complete her post-graduation in Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery from Government Dental College, Bangalore in the year 1990. She holds the distinction of being the first lady oral maxillofacial surgeon of Odisha. She worked with grit and determination to make her own mark in the rather a male-dominant specialty. Madam has served people across loops and corners of Odisha, having worked as assistant dental surgeon at district headquarters Hospital Balangir and Dhenkanal in the early part of her career. She has served as professor in SCB Dental College, Cuttack and MKCG Medical College, Berhampur before retiring from AIMS Bhubaneswar as professor and head of the Department of Dentistry. She was instrumental and crucial in setting of the state-of-art Department of Dentistry in AIMS Bhubaneswar, and under her able guidance, her department got awarded as the best OPD in AIMS Bhubaneswar. Madam is a life member of Association of Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons of India, Indian Society of Trauma and Acute Care and International Association of Oral Oncology. She has multiple publications in peer-reviewed international and national journals to her credit. AOMSI Odisha feels honored to felicitate Professor Dr. Monavati Mahapatra Madam with AOMSI Odisha Lifetime Achievement Award. May I please request our Honorable Chief Guest, Professor Dr. Kamal Kant Mishra Sir, to hand over the Lifetime Achievement Award to Professor Dr. Mohanavati Mahapatra Madam.
Please give a big round.
Just a few. Actually, thank you the organizing committee for recognizing me. I can speak loudly also, no problem. No, it was not on. Thank you very much to the organizing committee for recognizing me, and really I feel proud and privileged. One thing that I should say, that you have all these lady maxillofacial surgeons, those who are here, that there was a struggle time, but now I don't think that you have to struggle so much if you are sincere in your work. So be sincere, do a good job, don't cheat patients. Whatever you know, do that. Whatever you don't know, don't do that. Send to the proper person who can treat, so that patient will have a confidence. Yes, this doctor is honest and he has sent me, because sometimes patient I have seen, they come and ask to whom I should go. So that is very important for you all. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Now I would request a man who always puts sincere efforts to make sure that every event of HMTV Odia is ahead. One of the most happening and loved person around, Professor Dr. Sita Pragya Lenka, Honorable General Secretary HMTV Odia, to kindly deliver the vote of thanks. So please.
Thank you so much. Good morning. I think the time is good afternoon now. Good afternoon to one and all. So vote of thanks is a very easy process to deliver, isn't it? Yeah, fine. So on behalf of Association of Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery, Odisha State Branch, I would like to thank the organizing team, particularly the High-Tech Dental College and the beloved principal, Dr. Sangram Patra, for giving us an opportunity to organize this event in his esteemed college. And again, I want to congratulate for getting the PG course in High-Tech Dental College. There are a lot of things to say. The association is growing day by day. Right now, any guesses how many maxillofacial surgeons are there in Odisha? Any guesses? I will not. Any guesses how many maxillofacial surgeons are right now in Odisha? The number is increasing day by day. So right now we are having 70 maxillofacial surgeons, and the numbers are increasing. And I would like to thank all my office bearers, particularly the persons those who are now there, Dr. Swarna Patnaik, who is the president of AMSI Odisha State Branch. He is a person who is always, we two always discuss amongst each other how to develop this association. And I have been taken the responsibility last year itself, and due to this pandemic and COVID times, we have not done any association activity due to this. But I will make sure that in the coming year, we will have our first Odisha State AMSI State Chapter Conference in Odisha this time. And this will be held on KIT Dental College. And I would like to thank the organizing team, particularly one person, last 7 days, keep on ringing me, always, sir, what to do, sir, ye nahi hua, sir, wo nahi hua, sir, how to, organize this thing better. I would like to thank Dr. Pratik and his entire dynamic team of interns, particularly, he always says, sir, my interns are really work hard for, for this event. I thank all the interns and the team of High Tech Dental College. Thank you so much. I would like to thank Indu sir, Niranjan Mishra sir, who is right now the president-elect, Dr. Sandeep, and our association members, Dr. Subrat, Dr. Harsh, and Dr. Satya, for coming over here. And I would like to thank our chief guest, Kamalnath sir, and Monavati madam, for coming over here and sharing few of his experience as a oral and maxillofacial surgeon. And on the behalf of Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery Odisha State, thank you one and all. Thank you so much.
So we have a few felicitations.
Okay. You will sit over here?
Yes.
Yeah.
On International Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons Day, we would like to felicitate the dynamic oral surgeons of Odisha. I would request Professor Dr. Sangram Patra sir, Professor and Principal, High Tech Dental College, to kindly felicitate our Chief Guest, Professor Dr. Kamal Mishra sir, Vice Chancellor, Utkal University of Culture. Thank you, sir. Now, I would request Dr. Stithapragya Lenka, sir, General Secretary, AOMSI, to kindly felicitate Dr. Sangram Patra, sir, Professor and Principal, High Tech Dental College and Hospital. Please. Thank you so much, sir. Next, we request Dr. Pratik Tripathi, sir, Treasurer, AOMSI, to felicitate Dr. Stithapragya Lenka, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Now I request Professor Dr. Monavati ma'am, Senior Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeon, to kindly felicitate Dr. Sandeep Samant, sir, Professor and Head Department of Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery, High Tech Dental College and Hospital. Thank you, ma'am. Moving further, may I please request Dr. Sandeep Samal sir to kindly felicitate Dr. Pratik Tripathi sir. Thank you, sir. Finally, may I request Dr. Satyajit Sahu, sir, to kindly felicitate Dr. Shivani Das, ma'am, Honorable Editor, AOMSI, Odisha. May I request Dr. Sandeep Samal, sir, to kindly felicitate Dr. Subrat, sir. Dr. Sandeep Samal, sir, may I please request you to kindly felicitate Dr. Harsh, sir, please. Thank you so much, sir. And finally, I would request Dr. Pratik Tripathi, sir, Treasurer, AOMSI, to kindly felicitate Dr. Satyajit Sahu, sir, Professor, High Tech Dental College and Hospital.